everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the Wellness Project with Des. I'm so glad you could be here with me today. I'm really excited about my guest today. I am speaking with Rebecca Mabbitt, and she is the CEO and founder of Our Reflections. Now, I'm not going to tell you about Our Reflections. I'm going to let her do that because it's a really, really cool app, and I love the way she explains it. So, we talk all about body positivity, body image, and the environment. So, if any of those interest you, which I think all those topics should, then stay tuned. Let's talk with Rebecca. Everyone, I'm so excited. I have Rebecca Mabbitt here, and she is the CEO and founder of Our Reflections. Rebecca, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, I'm really excited to talk about Our Reflections. So, can you tell our listeners what exactly this is?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me on your podcast, first of all. So Our Reflections is a virtual clothes fitting room app. It allows the users to be the models, try on the clothing they like within the app, and then to determine, it obviously helps you determine whether the item of clothing suits you, your body shape, size, skin tone, or before purchasing. It's a great way to reduce returns and return transportation, CO2 emissions as well. That's the whole reason kind of why I created it. But also, I kind of had the idea from a personal experience that I was having. I would order loads of clothes online, and I just felt like none of them suited me. I would always prefer them on the models than to when I got them. And I was always really excited when I got the clothes, and then only disappointed to find that they didn't suit me, my body shape, or skin tone. So I was on holiday actually, and I was with my dad, and I just said, imagine if there was an app or a website where you could try on clothes online before you brought them. Because I think not only I was having this problem, but hundreds of other people around the world were also having this problem. So that's kind of where the whole idea came from. Our Reflections is now live. It launched on in September 2020 on the Apple App Store. So it's an actual live app now, which is so cool.
That's amazing. I love that. And I did check out your app. It's really,
Oh,
really
thank
cool.
you.
And the idea is great. And I agree with you. I really hate ordering stuff online because
Yeah.
I feel like everything I get, it like you said, it just doesn't fit or it's not the right size or type or it looks better on the models than it does my
Yeah.
body type. So I
Oh,
never order things
100%.
online. I never want to. So that's really great. I think that'll be really helpful for people who feel the same
Oh,
way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, and I just feel like some people they don't want to shop online because obviously, and I think the whole stigma of you shop online, is it because you like the clothing or is it because you think it looks nice on the model? Whereas you're not actually online on the model. Whereas my app, that's why I wanted to recreate having the options of a face photo and a full body photo because I wanted the face photo to represent you being the model.
That's really cool. Are you in tech or anything? How did you know how to make an app?
No, so I must admit I'm not in tech. So I'm only 20. So I left college at 18, and I studied business accounting and textiles. But also when I had the idea, I kind of contacted an innovation company and they helped me and guided me through the whole process of developing and designing the app. So I had their help luckily because otherwise I must admit I have no experience and no qualifications in coding at all. I didn't realize it's a whole different language. It's just crazy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, that's really awesome. I never
Oh,
know when
thank
these
you.
apps appear. I'm like, how do they do that? Yeah, it is totally like a different world, different language for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You're like, I did try and learn some, but my word, it was really, really hard.
That's so cool though that you had this idea and you didn't let that stop you then not knowing how to do it. Like you contacted people for help. That's really great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, do you know what? Normally I'd stop and think, but I kind of just threw myself into it. I had the idea, and then within a couple of weeks after getting back off holiday, I met with the innovation company. It's the local company to me, to where I live in England. And yeah, it kind of all went from there. It was no looking back.
Wow, that's so cool that they wanted to help you too. That's really nice.
Yeah, no, definitely. And they've been great so far. And we've got a great partnership, which is brilliant. I really enjoy working with them.
Oh, very cool. And I know that you said you actually partner with clothing brands. What brands do you partner with?
Yeah, so far I've partnered with six clothing brands, one being a breast cancer awareness charity. So what happens is I download their clothes onto my app, and they can, which use my app users and their customers are able to try on within the app. All their clothing can be found via the search tool, so you can just search for their clothing. Under each item of their clothing is a link to their website and the brand name, so you can easily try on their clothing and then link straight to their website to buy. It's just a nice way for obviously the app users to be able to, gives them another way to try on clothes, but also it helps promote small independent clothing brands, which I think is so important obviously with the pandemic and everything. Shop local is big here in England, so that's kind of why I wanted to do it as well.
Yeah, I love that. I really, really love that. That's great. Do you have plans of growing and partnering with more local businesses?
Yeah, definitely. And I think I like to work with sustainable businesses just because, again, their values align with my values because I'm trying to create a more sustainable fashion industry. But yeah, no, definitely in the future, I hope to collaborate with larger retailers as well, to spread the awareness of reducing returns and the virtual clothes fitting room like kind of experience. I just think also we're in the UK, I'm sure it is the same with you, but what happens is on our closed fitting rooms are so popular in stores, and I just there's no alternative for or shopping online, and with more clothing shops or going online, it's kind of there's a need for it, but I think it's the spreading the awareness that obviously needs to be done to be able to get the app in full usage.
Yeah, and something also I was thinking about is that so when you go into a clothing store in
Yeah,
person and you go in their fitting room, they're very tricky because they
yeah,
have those mirrors, they have the lighting that look flattering. So their
yeah,
goal is to make you buy the clothing, right? So
yes,
how many
definitely.
times people I just hear all the time, and I've had this experience, you go in, wow, this outfit looks amazing. I love it. You take it home, try it on. It looks terrible. Like you're like,
And
what happened?
yeah, and also, like, if you buy, like, say, like, "Oh, I bought a white blazer or something." Yeah, no, I bought a white blazer, and it was just 2 different shades. I went into the fitting room, and it was, like, white, and then I got it home, and it was, like, a creamy off-white,
Yes.
and it's just crazy, isn't it? Like, how much lighting can affect and change the look.
Yeah, definitely. And that they have those like very flattering mirrors and everything. So they definitely try to
Yeah.
get you to buy the clothing. So I like that about the app. It's true to your body and it's just regular lighting and everything. So no
Oh,
no
thank
tricks
you.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you, that does mean a lot, and that's the thing, I wanted it to create it as personal as I could, and I wanted it to be a true reflection of yourself in the clothes.
That's so important. So there's a lot of negative ways that the clothing industry affects people, but women in
Yeah.
particular. So how do you feel like your app is going to help boost women's self-esteem, give them that confidence that maybe the clothing industry is trying to manipulate?
I think obviously with the models on the websites, like there's a whole stigma around a model being thin, tall, athletic, and things like that. And I just think that with in today's world, everything's changing, and body positivity is such a key thing that we need to promote. And a lot of people are feeling pressured. Obviously, you've got the likes of social media. And people have this perception of what the perfect woman looks like. But actually, that's not true. That's not for everyone. Everybody's different, and I do believe everyone is different. Nobody should be the same, and that's why I wanted to create my app to be inclusive of everyone, no matter what your gender, your size, your shape, your skin tone, nothing. I wanted every single person to be able to use the app if they wanted to. That is why obviously I understand people aren't body confident, so that's why I had the face and the full body photo, because if some people may not want to upload a full body photo, that's why I gave them the option to take a face photo, and then they can add it onto like a body, and they can change just the shape and the size and the skin tone to match theirs. Because I don't believe you should be penalized just because you didn't want to upload a full body photo. I still think you should be able to personalize your profile as well. So that's kind of how like I've included everyone within it.
That's awesome. Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, really cool. I want to talk a little bit about the environmental factors because you
Yeah.
said that's originally what made you have that idea.
Yeah, definitely. So once obviously I had the idea and I was doing a bit of research, to see if there were any more virtual clothes fitting rooms out there. I literally just typed in the fashion industry and I couldn't believe how many pages came up about returns, CO2 emissions, production waste, product waste, postage cost, the effect it was having on the retailers as well, the water contamination, the waste and everything. And I literally just thought, wow, like this is crazy. And I had this idea and I could make it work to be able to decrease all of the factors that I've just mentioned. And that is why I thought everybody is promoting sustainability and we need to be aware of sustainability and we need to be aware of climate change and things like that. So when I had my idea, I was like, wow, I could tie this into so many, it helps and it covers so many different sustainability aspects in the fashion industry. And then I came across like the fashion industry is the second largest polluter in the world. And
Yes.
I was like, wow, like, for me, I was a young girl. I literally just used to order clothes online and send them back. My room used to be the fitting room. It wasn't until I researched all these facts and things like that when I realized actually what I was doing was harming the environment. So that is why I stopped doing that. I've stopped returning because now I have my app, and I hope everybody does the same as well. Because I don't think until you sit down and research it and you scroll through those Google pages, you don't realize how much of an effect the fashion industry has on our planet. And it's just crazy because now I'm trying to promote sustainability and in the fashion industry, but I don't think we all need to obviously raise awareness of it. And I think if we all come together and do it, and if we each do our little bit to reduce these returns and reduce production waste and things like that, I think it'd be brilliant. It would make a huge difference.
I think so. And I think people just have no idea about
Mm,
the effects that the fashion industry is having on the planet. And
yeah.
even workers, like workers in Bangladesh and everything, how they're
Yeah.
working in sweatshops and,
Poor
you know,
conditions and it's
yes, horrible conditions. And,
mm,
like you're trying to promote sustainability, and the fashion industry is trying to promote fast fashion. And,
yeah.
they make things very cheaply, and it's cheap to buy, and people
Yeah.
just buy it. It rips, you throw it out, what have you.
Mm,
So it's really tough. And I think people have no idea the effects. And like you said, they pollute water so
yeah.
much. It's
And also
horrible.
some of the like cheap materials and chemicals used to make these fast fashion clothes, they sink into your skin. And you think, if you're buying new clothes every week or every month and you're only wearing them once, twice, three times, all these chemicals, harsh chemicals, are going into your skin. Your skin is something that you have to live with for the rest of your life, your body, we should be taking care of it. Again, I never knew that chemicals from your clothes could be transferred through your skin, and I don't think a lot of people do. I mean, I'll hands down admit that I didn't before I started researching it. It's not just this environmental factors too, it's the retailers. They, in peak seasons, they simply can't process the returns fast enough. You say like in Black Friday, Christmas, the changing of the different seasons, where fast fashion is becoming so fast paced. There used to be obviously the seasons, summer, spring, autumn, winter sort of thing, but now there's sub seasons and there's different trends come in and out of fashion. These retailers have to keep up. So like if you in peak seasons, I read somewhere that these retailers obviously can't process them. The returns either just get stored in a warehouse or they get sent straight to landfill or sold on at very cheap prices. Not only are the retailers losing out on all of this money, but also it's no good for the environment. An item of clothing can take anywhere between, I think it's like 20 and 200 years to decompose.
Wow.
And it's just mad. If you think every person bins, I don't know, say, for example, twenty items of clothing a year, that's every single person on this planet. It's just crazy.
It's a lot. People don't realize that when they
Yeah.
return clothes, they're actually getting thrown in the garbage.
Yeah.
Saw that about H&M and Victoria's Secret, I believe. There's Macy's. I believe I saw that about them as well. There's a lot of major brands that they are
Mm.
guilty of throwing clothing in the garbage, not even
And it's
donated to homeless
crazy.
people, like literally just thrown in the dumpster.
It's mad, isn't it? Because like ever since I was a young age, I've always donated my clothing, either or passed it down, swapped it with friends and things like that. And I think there's so many different ways that you can recycle and give clothes another life. And I don't think people realize this. And it's so easy as well. Give it to a charity shop, homeless people, homeless charities, any charity. At the end of the day, you feel good about yourself because you're giving back to your community.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Me and my friends years ago, we used to hold clothing swaps and it was so
Oh,
much
wow.
fun. It was really a great
Yeah.
time. We would bring food and drinks and like wine and everything, and we would go through each other's stuff and try it on. We'd have like a
Oh,
full-length
that's
mirror. Yeah,
lovely.
it was a lot of fun. And I still, that was
Yeah.
years ago, and I still wear a lot of those clothes, and we'd bring jewelry and accessories and
Yeah.
purses. It was a really good
That's
time.
so nice. Yeah, I must admit, me and my friends, we get together and we, say, oh, do you like that? Or you can have that. Or if they're round or I'm round theirs, or that doesn't fit anymore, you can have that. And I think it's so lovely as well because you can do swaps. If you've outlived an item of clothing, that's someone else's new item of clothing to them. Swapping clothing is brilliant, giving clothing away, but also reusing clothing because you always end up with odd socks, don't you? And my odd
Hmm.
socks, odd fluffy socks, I actually use for like face cloths and things. I put them in the wash, and the fluffy socks are really nice to wash your face with. Literally little things that you don't realize that can actually be reused for something else.
Oh, definitely. I think that's so important. So I saw this TED Talk a few years ago,
Okay.
and yeah, it was a woman talking about microplastics.
Yeah.
And she actually said that a lot of our clothing now is made out of plastic, which I had no
Oh,
idea. Like you
really?
said, the contaminants,
Hmm.
things affecting your skin. I had no idea. She said if you look at the labels, a lot of those materials are actually plastic. So that was really
It's
interesting.
mad, isn't it?
Yeah, very interesting and very disturbing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And, plastic is obviously like a major issue right now.
Yeah, definitely. And I do, again, like you don't realize until you Google. And with my app, I'm trying to promote the difference. So on my social media pages, what I try and do is every third post, I try and add in a fact or a snippet of information about the environment, about sustainability, and about the fashion industry and how we can, stop polluting our fashion industry, stop polluting our planet. And I think that's a great way to spread awareness again and try and increase people's knowledge how damaging our fashion industry is.
Oh, definitely. And the more people that are aware, because for somehow the fashion industry has been able to keep this a secret. And I don't know if it's their good marketing or hiding it, or
Yeah.
people just want to stay ignorant to it. I don't know. But I think the more people that become aware of it and demand that change, the fashion
Yeah.
industry is going to have no choice but to change.
Yeah, and I think the whole stigma around like online marketing, social media, I think that all has a big impact as well, negatively and positively, because positively you can express your views on sustainability, you can promote awareness about sustainability, but also the negative side of things. Most young teenagers want to become like fashion influencers and
Hmm.
things like that. But then on the flip side of that, they're ordering these clothes, taking a photo, and then sending them back, or they never wear them again. And I just feel like it's the wrong kind of message. Maybe try and reuse your clothes or promote that you're going to swap them with friends. Use your platforms to be able to promote sustainability.
Oh, definitely. And I love that you're doing that with your platform. That's awesome.
Oh,
I
thank
agree.
you.
It's really important. I wish people that were those influencers and had a big following and celebrities, I wish they did promote that more because it really is
Yeah.
important for our planet and people don't realize the damage that's being done.
Yeah.
And it's
Or
really
like
sad.
shop. Yeah, or like shop with sustainable brands. Like I've partnered with sustainable brands and I think it's great, Yes, their clothes are a bit more expensive, but they'll last longer and they're
Hmm.
better for you. And I think the more people that are raised awareness of the impacts to your health by buying sustainable clothes will more likely buy the clothes in the future. So again, I think it's a great way to promote small sustainable clothing businesses as well.
Definitely. Did you see the documentary, The True Cost?
No, I didn't. Where's that?
Oh, it's very good. I feel like you're able to watch it online or it's like a few bucks to buy. It's a really great documentary all about the fashion industry and fast fashion. It's really great. And they talk about all these
What's
things we're
it called?
talking about now.
Sorry.
Yeah, the true cost. All these people are exposing the fashion industry. They're showing
Oh,
the
wow.
environmental effects. It's really great.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Oh, wow. I'll definitely check that out. No, thank you. I'll check that out this weekend. That sounds amazing. I
Yeah,
didn't realize there was such a film.
it's really good. I saw it years ago. I feel like it was on Amazon or something. I don't know
Oh,
if it is
really?
now, but yeah, it was really
Oh,
eye-opening. It was shocking, and they just
yeah.
talk about the sweatshops and the environmental effects. And
It's
I just always
crazy, isn't
remember
it?
that documentary. It really stuck out to me.
That's good though. Like it's made an impact on you, and I'm sure it's made an impact on thousands of other people. When you order off these fast fashion websites, you don't think about, I know I've done it in the past, so you don't think about where the clothes have come from. You just think they come from a factory or a
Hmm.
warehouse, they're delivered to your door. You don't think about the process before the factory, how they're made and things like that. You don't think of the people in these poorer countries who are making these items of clothing literally for peanuts. Like, and
Hmm.
I think that again needs to be highlighted, or these people should be paid minimum wage, above minimum wage, at least, so it's fair to everyone.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And besides, like we said, not even getting paid anything, they're getting paid literally nothing to work in horrific conditions where a lot of
Yeah,
them get hurt or die or get
yeah.
negative health effects.
It's just crazy, isn't it? Because again, like some people are risking their lives and we just don't realize. And I think that's the whole reason why we need to spread awareness of the fashion industry and how it's harming our workers, but also the environment and the retailers at the same time.
Definitely, for sure. That documentary is awesome, trying to raise awareness. And then also you and
Yeah.
your platform and your app. So that's really great. And I like how you talk about
Oh,
all the
thank you.
environmental effects as well as, confidence and self esteem and body image. I love that.
Oh no, thank you so much. I'll definitely watch that film. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Let me know
Oh,
what you think of it. It's really good. So, the business model, obviously, the fashion industry business model is not sustainable at this time. So,
yeah.
do you think now that you've created this app and you're trying to raise awareness, do you think that other people are going to follow in your footsteps, like see your app, understand the impacts, understand what's happening? Do you think there's going to be more apps like yours coming out?
I would assume so. I think there will be in the future. Obviously, at the moment, I'm at the very early stages. I'm only 9 months in. I assume that as the market and the demand grows for it, I definitely think there will be more apps like this out there. Again, I guess you've just got to make yours personalized and unique to make yours stand out, which I plan to do. And I think it's quite unique at the moment. But again, I've got like this 5 year plan, and a part of my 5 year plan is to take the app global. So I have users all over the world, but I'd ideally like lots more in different countries, and to have my app on or downloaded on at least to like 80% of smartphones worldwide. I think that'd be an amazing achievement, but also not for just for me, but for also the fashion industry as well.
Awesome. I love that 5-year plan. That's so cool. And so
Oh,
with your
thank you.
yeah, and with your app, are you able to actually track where it's downloaded?
Yes, I can see the continent. I can't see like the towns and the cities, but I can see the continents, the countries, and things like that. So yeah, we've got users from Canada, America, New Zealand, Australia, China, Africa, pretty much everywhere. It's great to see as well because I've mainly grown my business through organic reach as well. So to get users from like Australia, Africa, I don't have any connections there. So actually, it's been great, just to see people downloading the app from those countries.
That's so cool. Yeah, that must be really exciting for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It's just crazy how like the word spread.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And with something cool like that, we're definitely, word of mouth, that definitely spreads.
Oh, thank you.
And so as for your app, so right now it's clothing. Is it accessories too, like earrings, hats, anything like that, purses?
Yeah, so we don't have any clothing brands that sell earrings, hats, purses, but we do have face masks, but they're again from a sustainable brand. So they're not your normal like PPE ones. They are from a sustainable fashion brand, which is also quite like because it's kind of in at the moment as well with the pandemic. But yeah, in the future, I am looking to partner with accessories brands, promote obviously accessories, handbags, jewelry, things like that, scarves, bags, and to obviously expand the clothing on the app.
Awesome. Really cool. Well, I love that. And I think people don't realize that, an app could have such an impact and
Yeah,
have such ambitions and want to make a positive impact on the world. You think like, oh, I'm just going to download this app, and people don't realize, all the intentions
yeah.
behind it and the goals. So that's really cool. And I
No,
think that's
thank
great.
you. Thank you so much. No, I love coming on podcasts to speak about because it's my chance to raise awareness of the sustainable side of things. Because although I have a website, people don't see that website when they're downloading the app. So I don't think, they see all the environmental stuff. So it's great to speak about the environment and how the app can actually help.
I think it will. And I think you're going to grow a lot in the next few
Oh,
years for
thank
sure.
you. No, thank you so much.
Well, Rebecca, this has been awesome talking with you about body image and body positivity and the environment. Can you tell everybody where they can download your app from?
Yeah, of course. So you can download my app from the Apple Store. It's free to download. Just type in it's the letter R space reflections, and it will come up. It's like I said, it's free to download and available in pretty much every country.
Awesome. Well, Rebecca, thank you so much for coming on and sharing that with us.
No, thank you so much for having me, and I hope you enjoyed listening.
I really did. Thank you. I loved talking with Rebecca. I think she's so amazing. I think her app is amazing. I love her passion for the environment and her drive to spread awareness about the negative effects that the fashion industry is having on the environment. I loved her ideas. If you're interested in helping the environment and doing your part, I love the idea of the clothing swap. Like I said in the episode, I have done that with my friends and it's been so much fun. We turned it into a girls' night and it's a load of fun. And as well as Rebecca said, you could actually repurpose your clothing using old clothing for a cloth for your face. And I've turned t-shirts into rags. And I did a project over the summer where I was staining some wood and I used some old t-shirts to stain the wood so I wouldn't have to buy new cloths to do that with. So that was really great. And I've used old t-shirts to wipe down my counters, things like that. So definitely reuse and repurpose your old clothing. Like we said, donate, obviously, but there's also places like Buffalo Exchange and Plato's Closet, which I love both of those a lot. You could actually bring your old clothing and try to sell it, and then they will sell it in their store. So Mark and I love shopping in Buffalo Exchange and Plato's Closet. I'm actually really sad because we went to go to Buffalo Exchange recently and we found out that it was closed down in Colorado. So we were both devastated because Mark literally got his entire wardrobe from there. They have really, really nice stuff. And a lot of times you go into Plato's Closet and Buffalo Exchange and their stuff still has tags on it, like the original tags from the brand. So really cool. And a lot of them sell a lot of name brand things at a lower price because it's been used. So if you're interested in that, I love Plato's. I was actually just there the other day and I bought a lot of tank tops and I bought some workout tank tops and I bought a sweater that looked pretty much brand new. So that's awesome. I like them better actually than the Salvation Army because I don't really have luck at the Salvation Army when I go in there. A lot of the stuff is like old and worn and not really flattering kind of stuff. But going into Buffalo Exchange and Plato's Closet, they have really, really nice clothing there and it's fashionable. It's a lot of it's like Forever 21 and Charlotte Russe and stuff like that. So I love those. And like Rebecca said, she brought up so many issues with the fashion industry, and I really appreciate her spreading that awareness. I think it's important for people to hear, but not only for the environment. I love her app because I think it really promotes body positivity and self-confidence and positive body image. Because, like I said, when you go into clothing stores, they have these ways to try to get you to buy clothing that might not exactly make you feel good about yourself. So I love her app that you can try on clothes and see how it's really going to fit on your body. So I think that's really, really cool. And I can't wait to see her grow, her business grow, and her app to be spread all over the world. I think it's amazing. And also definitely check out the True Cost. I feel like I've mentioned it on another episode before. It really made an impact on me. It was so eye-opening. I had no idea about the horrors of the fashion industry, and the True Cost really highlights them. And like Rebecca said, you could literally just put in fashion industry in Google and you will just see all the horrors behind it. So I think it's really important that we spread this awareness. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Have a great week.